Now, there was a Finn influencer, or what you call influencer of a YouTube channel, who came to me for a consultation across. Now, that lady started talking about her marriage and relationship. I told you would have had a multiple relationship. You will not be peaceful with any man. You will probably would have fought with the his father and mother, and generally he wouldn't have given money to you as a person. She was so shocked. She said, Gopal, I am literally shocked. How can you say all these things about me without knowing me? I said, is it correct or wrong? She said, yes. Now, most of the influencers like Jay Shetty and that few people, they talk about going on talking about the relationship because their planet Venus would be affected across. Now, Venus combined with Rahu Ketu will give lot of fear, doubt and confusion about marriage. It is written in the scripture. Now, I am not telling about it on my own. Now, the point is, now whenever Venus is with Ketu and Rahu, they will get afraid of commitment. They will like to have girlfriend, they will feel horny, but they will not like to get committed because they feel they will be bound, they will be chained, as if women is like a snake which will tie them their head across. That is delusional. That requires remedial measure. That does not require talking, understanding, planning, asking questions across. It is an ancient science which talks about it. Now, many people, for example, there was one war veteran who came from Sri Lanka who had, his wife had died. I asked him, did you kill some of the members of LTTE? He said, yes, I had killed a few members of LTTE and I had killed women also, women tigers also. Obviously, I said, the curse must have worked out in your family. That is why your wife must have died early and you are unable to marry. So please understand, those so-called influencers are extremely delusional about marriage. You don't understand women's energy if your Rahu Ketu is associated with Venus. Now, they will get frightened of having children because from Jupiter, the fifth lord will be associated with Rahu Ketu. Now, one lady came to me, she said, fifth lord in 12th house along with Rahu Ketu. I said, are you afraid of having a children? She said, yes, I am afraid of having a children. I love dogs. I am not interested in having a child. Now, all these things are due to the karma. Later, after some point of time, she came back and told, no, I want to have children, but I cannot conceive. My egg is not coming. My AMH value is not coming. Why? Because there is an affliction which has to be cleared with Rahu Ketu. So don't get carried away by the influencers who are very frightened of marriage, who tend to think if you analyze about marriage and about all women in the interview, you will understand about marriage. Marriage and childbirth, the God does not give you any kind of question paper or preparation. You have to jump into it to understand it. Now that is the problem. There are many things in life you cannot plan, you cannot prepare. You can prepare yourself for death, but at the moment of death, you die only once. How can you prepare whatever preparation? It will be very limited across. So you have to understand this is the process in life. That is why most of them have horoscopes where Rahu Ketu is afflicted. Now I know one lady who was 42 and she was not married. She called up and she said, will I have children? I said, no, your Jupiter is afflicted, so it is better you adopt across. So the planet Rahu Ketu, if it is associated, now you will be very frightened of man or women. For example, one lady called me from Hyderabad. Now her daughter's horoscope, the 8th lord is associated with Rahu Ketu. I asked her, madam, is she very interested in women? She said, yes, sir. She dresses like a boy and she is very interested in women. She is not interested in the man. Now, that you become a gay, you become what you call LGBT because there is some kind of a problem with the lineage. There is some kind of a curse in the lineage. That is the problem. Now, I am not against LGBT or I am not against gay people, but it is written in the Shastras that there are heinous crimes which are committed across. Now, for example, you are like Alauddin Khilji. You probably cut everybody's linga across. What will you be born? Now, for example, what will be the punishment for Dera Sacha Sauda for cutting everybody's linga across in the name of spiritual castration? You will have problem. You cannot escape the law of karma. So you need to do prayachitta. Prayachitta means a reversal of the mind. The Patanjali says that prayachitta, prati prasav. So the prayachitta happens with the ritual. It does not happen with thinking. You have to clear the energy. When you clear the energy, the five senses starts operating in praya. Patanjali Munivar talks about praya and vipraya. When the mind becomes delusional, when the mind is filled with lot of negative karma, your senses tend to cheat you. That is why in Ramayana, the great Lakshmana, who was a fantastic warrior, was doubted by Sita because her mind had got delusional, and Ravana used a magical spell to delude the mind of Sita, and he wanted to carry over Sita. So she told, no, you are trying to kill Ram, all that particular thing. So delusion is a part of karma. It does not clear by talking about it. Now Jay Shetty wants to have a kid because he is thinking whether I will have a kid, whether I am ready to have a kid. Now in our culture, they say those who plant the tree, God will give the rain. Now, God does not bring the child because of thinking of you. The heaven brings the child or brings the soul because God will take care. Now, that is why the pregnancy always, the lady is taken care across. So, please don't get carried away by fin influencers who promote dinks. Double income, no kid. Double income, no kid, only dog. All these are karmic and delusional problem. I am not a conservative thing. I'll give you an example. There is a guy who called me up from Indonesia. He told, sir, why you have written in your Kala Chakra book that people who have dogs don't have children? I said, dog becomes a children. Dog becomes a substitute. That is why you are not having a children. He told, there is a lady who spent millions of dollars in IVF. She has 5-6 dogs. She is unable to conceive. So that is why mind becomes delusional in all these things across. There was a guy who came to me and he said, I wanted to commit, but the moment I want to propose for marriage, I am very frightened. I told you, do the Rahu Ketu Puja, you will stop getting frightened. He did the Rahu Ketu Puja and he went and proposed a girl. The girl accepted. He got married across. Now, the problem is, karma is mightier than all your thinking across. That is why they call Viparita Kale Vinasa Buddhi. Your past life, your family karma, your lineage karma tends to affect your mind, your emotional body. You are not a dissociated entity with all these things. The West people do very heinous crime from the British. They have killed people, they have raped women. For example, you take leopard. The Belgian king who used to cut off the people's hand when in Congo because they used to produce a very less kind of rubber. Now, what will be the birth of that particular community who had enjoyed all the fruits of it? That is why all these people are frightened of having children, frightened of getting married, frightened of fulfilling an avastha in their life across. Now, many of them wanted to speak spirituality because they have soul-crushing pain. It is not personality-crushing pain. It is a soul-crushing pain across. And there was another lady who could not conceive. She said, I'm okay, perfectly okay, I'm having a problem. We asked her to do Tilahoma and she cleared the lot of energy across and she was able to conceive. The baby vortex did not open because there was some problem in the ancestral vortex. So please understand those. Now I saw one fin influencer video who said, my health is important, my vision is important, then only I need a woman who will be supporting my vision, then only I will be getting married. Now I got married to my wife. I never asked her, do you support me? It was a natural thing that we supported each other. And we never think of divorce and other things across, because it was understood that once you are committed, it is done across. Now, there was a guy who had Venus, Mars, Rahu. I told him, you'll have multiple affair, multiple relationship. He said yes. And the moment I get committed to a girl and have a physical contact, invariably I have problem. We end up fighting after having sex. Now that is because of the negative karma. So please understand, it has to be cleared. Now the so-called fin influencers will come back after 50 years and say astrology is correct, your Sanatana Dharma is correct. For example, in our culture, we used to eat curd. Now they are promoting as probiotic. You should have curd. Now that has been told by our ancestors across. It is reinventing the wheel. It is reinventing the time. Sanatana Dharma is eternal. I am not being jingoistic about it. It is very practical and it is very applicable. That is why all the countries in the East Asia adapted to our culture, including Buddhism to a very, very great extent across. So please understand, people who are having a Rahu Ketu affliction in terms of Sukra, if you are a boy, you will have problems with your marriage. And I have seen many times after getting committed, they want to cut off the marriage. Now, I know one lady who had Mars Rahu. She went out on a date with the person. The marriage was fixed, everything. That person said, let us save money and let us buy the house. She told, no, this guy is a kanju. He will not allow me. He's a stingy man. He will not allow me to live in peace. So I don't want marriage. Delusional. Nothing but delusional. Now, many people talk as if they are very intelligent without understanding that the delusion in their mind can be cleared with ritual, can be cleared with a lot of things. I challenge Jay Shetty. I challenge all the influencers who talk about marriage and relationship. Do the puja for Rahu Ketu. Do the puja for Venus and Mars. You will instantly feel peaceful. Instead of going on blabbering, you get married in a good time. You will have a happy married life. Your time has a very tremendous impact on your life, more than you are thinking. It is a time and the space. Space in India is called Disha. Disha means the direction where your life will flow across. So please understand this and try to use astrology to have a better married life. If you get married in a good time, generally your marriage will be long. If you do the Prayachita, you will be interested in having a marriage, you will go towards next avastha. Life is not about money. Money is artha. The next thing is the kama. Kama means relationship. Relationship gives fulfillment across. The mind, actually, you can run behind money, but if your money is not going to be used, it is like a Midas touch. So please do take care. Use astrology service to clear your blocks about money. Blocks about relationship and about your marriage. Thank you.